Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone to the Happy Gaijin. I nearly didn't make it. um, Let me just make sure the volume is okay. But yeah, I nearly didn't make it. I've been a little bit sick. I haven't been at work today. It's been basically a write-off of a day. I've been battling some kind of a stomach bug for the last nearly, I would say, 4 or 5 days, and it finally got to me. Enough information. I don't think you want to hear about my stomach bug issues, but I'm feeling a little bit better now. I'm a little bit more rested, but it's been a little bit of a, like I said, a bit of a non-eventful day. um, Try to do some editing. I didn't even get much done as a result, and we're here in the Happy Gaijin, and it's always good to just sort of chill, talk, chats, hang, and all that kind of thing. It's also very important to keep things consistent, which is why I'm here. Don't know how long the stream is going to be, but we're here, and that's the important thing. So, very, very much appreciate all of you guys and girls being here today. I'm going to head over to the chat and see who's here. It's very last minute. The reason, obviously, that I didn't announce it or schedule it is because I wasn't sure how I was going to be feeling. But yeah, I am feeling better. I'm not going to lie. I'm feeling better. I think that tonight, after a good night's sleep, things are going to be fine. Yeah, it's not a big deal. It's just one of those things that you have to go through, right? Not a big deal. Bojo Pigeon says, howdy, howdy, Bojo Pigeon. How are you doing? Thanks for joining me in this very short notice stream. Short notice stream indeed. Let me just sort out my windows so that I know what I'm doing. Little Big Sis is here also. Hey, Little Big Sis, hi. Heather Fling, hello from Colorado, USA. Hey, how are you doing? Thanks for joining us on this live stream. Good evening, Nathan, and everyone else. Mark G. Power people here. Power to the people. Bojo Pigeon had food poisoning a couple of weeks ago. I can totally relate. I don't think it's food poisoning. I've actually started feeling a little bit, my stomach feeling a bit weird last Thursday evening, I would say, afternoon, evening. And I've been sort of battling rumbling and stomach cramps and that kind of thing. And it got the best of me today. And hopefully it's the end of that. Let's see. Hey, Vinicius Boone, how are you doing? Nice pink hand there. High five. I guess that's what it means, right? And Philippe is here. Good evening, Philippe. From Brussels. Get well soon. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. All is good. I am feeling better. I'm not 100%. Didn't go to work. But yeah, I'll be there. I'll be at work tomorrow. Sorry to hear you've been ill. Hey. It's not the end of the world, guys. It's not the end of the world. I'm sure I'll be fine. It's not the end of the world. There are worse people out there. People that are far sicker than me. But yeah, anyway, as I haven't actually announced this, I think it might be a good idea to share this with the community on Discord. Let me just get the sharing link and let me just put it on Discord whilst I wait for everyone to maybe say something else. Let's see, Discord. I'm live. Let's paste it. Whoop. Okay. Yeah, please let me know where you're from. Wednesday streams on the Happy Gaijin are much more chill. Although to be honest, most of my streams I think are quite chill. Just a place for us to hang out and talk. But yeah, if you have any questions regarding like travel to Japan, any questions regarding anything to do with travel to Japan, then hopefully I'm your guy. And if I'm not your guy, then you have people on in the chat that will certainly be helping, will be able to help you. So but today's topic, I wanted to ask, like, I guess I have now come to the realization finally that I am a content creator. It's one of those things where I've been creating content for a while now, but it's it's sort of now I feel like I'm a content creator. Even though I've been doing it for a while, I haven't felt like I've actually been like a YouTuber until probably the last few weeks, which is kind of funny. But yeah, so the question is really like, what do you expect from content creators, from YouTubers, from me? What do you want to see? What sort of things? What are the videos that I create that you appreciate and you enjoy the most? Which videos do you watch the most with most interest? And ultimately, I know that I have the live stream show on Ninja Monkey, and also here, obviously. And I know that the live stream is a whole different kettle of fish. In a way, it's a different audience, which I'm really grateful for because I love interacting and chatting and reading your comments. But ultimately, it's important for me to also think about you guys who are watching me, right? I do what I love, but I also love to help you guys and help the community. And I think that's the what's so special about the community and these live streams is that we have so many people on here that are very similar to me, just want to help other people. Literally, people that are just there wanting to help other people. So let's get to the comments or the chat. Comments, chat. And I'll talk to you a little bit about about the video that I am working on. I wanted to do a little bit of it, but I just wasn't feeling up to it. I wasn't feeling well today, so I didn't really do much. But I'll talk about that in a minute. So, hey bro, where about are you now? I am in Gibraltar, my hometown, which is I had a postcard around here. Gibraltar postcard. I don't know how I put it, but Gibraltar is the overseas British territory on the very south tip of the Iberian Peninsula of Spain. Basically, from where I live, I can see Africa, Morocco, and I can see Spain and Europe. So, very unique place. I am not based in Japan, like a lot of people think I am. Although I understand why people might think I am in Japan, because I do go to Japan quite often. At the moment, it seems to be like every other month. But hey, there is a big sea going around and some sort of stomach flu. I reckon you had the latter one. Get well soon. Yeah, maybe maybe it is a stomach flu. It just feels rumbly. I'm fine here in Singapore. Awesome. Be careful street food you ate. I haven't eaten any street food in a long time, so I'm fine. Hey, Japan Ichiban is in the house. I have that Lego set. Yeah, well, this Lego set is the one that I usually have in the backdrop in my living room where I've been filming my videos. But I tried something a few days ago, over the weekend. I actually tried filming from a different location. Oh, look at the horrible cable management back there. um, I've tried a different setup. I'm trying to make things a little bit easier for myself, and I'm not very sure how I feel. So I really want to know your opinions in the next video about the setup. And basically, this is my office, spare bedroom, spare room, like guest room. This is like a futon thing. It becomes a bed, so anybody wants to stay, they can sleep on the futon. But yeah, I'm using basically this as a backdrop. You can't really see it, but sort of like that. And yeah, I'm using that as a backdrop. I think it's going to work okay. If I get it to work, it's going to make it so much easier for me to create content faster. As one of the things that I was considering doing for the month of December on the Happy Gaijin to try and get those watch hours up before I go to Japan is to try and do a very casual daily video where I just literally sit in front of the camera and nearly, I guess, nearly podcast, but not really podcast, but just choose a topic and talk about it. Unedited of very, very, and very drafty. um, yeah. I'm not in Japan, Heather. I've just mentioned Little Big Sis. And Dying Goal is in here in the house. How you doing, my man? How you doing? I had the funniest conversation with my wife recently. She mentioned that when we go back, she wouldn't mind skipping Tokyo altogether and just stay in other places. Mark, I mean, how many times have you been to Japan? I guess that's the question, really. And I think it's not a bad thing to do. There's so much outside of Tokyo. If you've seen a lot of Tokyo, me for one, I have to admit that I very easily fall under the curse, not the curse, the spell of Tokyo. Whenever I'm in Tokyo, I love Tokyo, and yeah, whenever I'm in Tokyo, I love Tokyo basically. So, and I don't want to leave. But then the moment that I leave, I'm like, why did I stay in Tokyo so long? It's one of those things. Yes, I'm traveling to Osaka next 2024 for 26 days long holiday beginning on the 12th of May. Nice. Wait a minute. Now I'm confused because 12th of May or the 5th of December. I don't know. Love to see you doing a food tour in Japan. Yeah, I think food is definitely something that people are interested in. I notice in my analytics when I put out a video, for example, the Shinjuku video that I put out, doing quite well actually. But that Shinjuku video, I look at my analytics and I automatically see a spike up when I do the food stuff. So people are definitely interested in food and drink. So maybe that's something that I will tackle in the future. Dive deep local content. Yeah, Dying Goal. I absolutely agree with you. It's about getting the contacts and planning things properly. And actually, on that note, this next video that I'm putting out this weekend, that I'm pretty much finished, I think it's going to be incredibly local, like incredibly local. Not quite dive deep, but semi dive deep in the sense that I will be featuring 5 hidden gems in Tokyo. And I swear some of these places haven't been featured in other videos. I honestly, like, I put together this video, and yet I have places like Monten Nakacho and Yanaka Ginza, which are upcoming sort of popular places. But the other 3 places, I swear, like you do a search and nobody talks about them, and I don't want to talk them up. Tell you where they are right now because I want you to watch the video. But yeah, I think it's quite interesting on the topic that Mark G said about not coming to Tokyo. Um, but then again, I'm going to feature 5 places that are in Tokyo that are relatively easy to get to from within Tokyo, but they are literally hidden gems, places where there are no tourists. You can go back onto my live streams and you'll probably guess where they are. But yeah, basically some places where there are literally no tourists. So I went to a place that has now become potentially one of my favorite places to go to, and I will return to definitely in December in 6 weeks time when I'm there. And in the 2 hours that I was there, I counted, I think, 6 Westerners. And out of those 6 Westerners, 2 of them were Westerners that lived in that area. And I spoke to them and I interviewed them, and they basically tell us why we need to visit this area. So I'm going to be showing some, I think, real hidden gems that surprisingly haven't been mentioned a lot in other videos, and hopefully I'll be able to share it with my community so that you can go and enjoy these places that are full of street food, full of local atmosphere, and 100% local content. 100% local content. Yeah. I usually avoid Nobita's videos, but I saw his most recent one on Chris Broad. Just like Chris's channel, I think your page's strength lies in your ability to highlight lesser known places. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Um, it's a it's a juggling you know, thing, basically, only one nights, because one side of you want to do what you love, and you want to sort of create a channel with the things that you love, but the other side of you want to also feed the YouTube beast of the algorithm, where basically you do need to sort of find the balancing act. And these places, these videos, automatically pretty much know when a video isn't going to do very well, and it's fine, you know, because I know that even though the video might not do well as I want it to do, to begin with, it will eventually sort of like, you know, get an audience, because a lot of these smaller places, like places that are lesser known, are gonna be search led traffic. So it means that in the long run, after a year or two, you know, people are still searching, people are still are searching and finding the content. Um, whilst other videos that I do, that are a little bit more popular, are discovery led, and it means that maybe you get quite a few thousand views to begin with, but then it drops off because the interest isn't there anymore, and it's not search led. So yeah, I also watched Nobita's video, the latest one, where he mentions Chris Broad, and I think he had some interesting facts. I think I didn't agree with a lot of what he had to say. I have to be honest. I didn't agree with a lot of what he had to say. I would have liked to do a more of a deep dive into, you know, what makes his content so good, because Chris's content is very good, and it's not because he's good looking. I'm not saying that he's not good looking. I'm just saying that is not the reason. um, there are other reasons for it. He did actually mention something that I do agree with, and that is that Chris has a lot of like Japanese local friends, and that makes a difference, 100%. Ooh. Well, I do like to see the Tokyo and Kyoto vids. I much prefer the more rural, off the beaten track place videos, where I swear to you that this next video that I'm going to be putting out might be in Tokyo. Don't be don't be you know, fooled by the title Tokyo, because it's literally gonna feel like you're not in Tokyo. Hey, Jennifer is in the house. How you doing, my friend? Jennifer. Awesome. And I'm excited about the news that you told me, by the way. Hey, the pilot lad. How you doing? Thanks for being here. Driving across Pennsylvania. Yay. So how much Japanese do you know already? Ha ha ha. That's a good question, and one that you will be able to see firsthand in my latest video that's going to be coming out over the weekend. I'm trying to, I mean, I can't do it retrospectively, because obviously I filmed stuff in the past and I can't go back into the past and change things. But this trip that I was on, I only filmed really 2 videos, one of them being this one, along with some footage from the past. And I specifically thought to myself, I need to do 2 things. I need to get more people in the video, and I need to try to talk a little bit more Japanese. So in this video, upcoming video, you will hear me trying to, potentially even failing at talking Japanese with some of the locals, and interviewing some people in the street, just to make things, you know, a little bit different, basically. So always skip Tokyo if you can. Why not? Jim Ross! Dude! Wait a minute, have I missed something? Wait a minute, why is it on top chat? It's changed. Whoa, okay, I missed lots of stuff. Sorry, guys. Now I don't even know where I am, because I've changed it to live chat. Okay. So, let's go down. Okay. And Jim Ross says, I agree, I like the Inaka content, but realistically, every Nathan Glacier teaches me or introduces me to new Japanese activities or locations I was aware of. And you know what, Jim? I'm actually kind of quite excited about this next project, because I mean, I'm not very sure how it's gonna perform, but to be honest, I really don't care, because I've tried to make it really informative. Let's see if it works. Let's see if you're informed. Hey, Ro the Evil, how are you doing? And Vicious Voon, yes, Tokyo is a wonderful place. I will travel there from Osaka. I get sucked in when I'm in Tokyo, I swear. It's like there's a spell. It's just put on me. I have all these plans to do day trips and then I don't do them because Tokyo puts a spell on me. The next trip for me is going to be the Tokyo only trip, which I don't always do, but I have various day trips planned. Odawara, Kawagoe, Ichigawa. Yeah, and you know what, Bojo Pigeon, I've been doing quite a lot of Tokyo trips, mainly. I mean, yes, I love Tokyo, but ultimately the reason why I do like four Tokyo trips more recently is because financially it's cheaper just to stay in Tokyo and not have to do the Shinkansen or the additional hotels or moving around. Tokyo, if you're a return traveler like I am, travel multiple times, then Tokyo or staying in one city, doesn't have to be Tokyo, is definitely cheaper, I think, anyway. So obviously I tend to spend the most over the summer, where I have like 6 or 7 weeks in Japan. And that's where I go like I'm gonna, go everywhere, and that's gonna be my crazy trip. But when I'm there for the shorter trips, when I'm there for a week, or now in December, I'm gonna be there for 12 days. Um, I will stay in Tokyo as a base. It's gonna be much cheaper. Tokyo has plenty to do. I have friends there. I chill with people. I meet up with people. I know my places. I know where to go. I know the things that I like. So ultimately, I don't need to do so much touristy things, which brings down the cost. And then if I want to do one night away, like I did in Kawaguchiko this time round, I'll do that. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, Roppongi is an interesting place. It is. Yanaka Ginza has joined my always visit list if I'm going to be staying in Tokyo. Well, I'll tell you what, something, Bojo Pigeon. My next video might be adding a few more of those always visit to your list, because they have really blown me away on this trip. It's taken me 20, 21, whatever. I'm going to stop counting how many trips, 20 plus trips to go to some of these locations in Tokyo, because you tend to always do the whole Meiji Jingu, the Harajuku, the Shinjuku, the Shibuya, the Ueno, that Asakusa constantly, but but I've been going to some of these places now, these smaller places, and I've been blown away just by the fact that there are no tourists. Jizudori and Sugamo is also on that list now. I'm very fascinated with the bachicas. I mainly try to find cool food places that are hidden gems. Hey, back in the clay is here. Awesome. Have you made a video on best places to see cherry blossoms in Tokyo? I have covered cherry blossoms a few times in my channel. I tried to do one last year, like top places for cherry blossoms. I was there. I've been in Tokyo twice before over the spring period for cherry blossoms, and I have. It's a really difficult video to make, and I'm not very sure if it's even worth doing, just because it's so saturated. There's so many people doing that content, or like if you do a search for cherry blossoms, there are hundreds of thousands of videos on sakura and cherry blossoms. So I need to find a different angle if I'm going to do something like that. Not to say I not to say that they won't feature at some point, but you know what I mean. No tourists. Yes. Wait, I'm a tourist. Will I be barred from non-tourist locations? This is a conundrum. You will be part of the no tourist squad, pretending to be a local. Yeah. Okay. Nobita has strong opinions. You look like James Bond too, mate. Who looks like James Bond? Me? Probably to any Japanese person, right? Because you're talking about the Chris Broad thing, right? Yeah, probably to any Japanese person. I found that quite funny. How about refreshing Coke Zero? You know what? I'm not very sure. I've had this Coke Zero on the side for about 2 hours now, trying to get rid of the gas because I've had a bad stomach. So hopefully, and apparently Coke with no gas is supposed to be good for. I don't know if that's true or not. I really want to see you visit Sagamihara vending machine park outside of Tokyo. I would love. There's so much to see. Paolo, hey, how you doing, Paolo? I know, shocking, shocking. Actually, the one thing that I did do today was I exchanged some British pound into yen. Um, I have it in my savings account for my future trips, and I'm like, what's the point of having it in a savings account? I've got to change it on Revolut and change it to yen now, right? So yeah, let's see. I like either travel guides or videos about unique things I could do some days, like unique hotels, a plane ride over a volcano. A plane ride over a volcano. Yay! Idea Yasakuni Shrine. You know, the thing is, Dangle, that whenever you give me an idea, I want to do it with you. This is the thing. I want to do it with you. Meiji Jingu is great ish. It is great, but I think I need to give it a break. I think I've been so many times. And also, it all depends on when you go. If you go too early, if you go in the middle of the day, sorry, I mean, then it's not really worth going. Crazy, I know, I know, I know. My always visit is usually Kagoshima City and Shiroyama Hotel Onsen with a panorama view of Sakurajima whilst I'm in the raw. That sounds amazing. I know you've mentioned it lots of times. I've been to Kagoshima. I think it's a great city. I just think it's really far away from everything. But I guess that can also be the charm. Eddie, hey Eddie, how you doing? From Tokyo, you can do Koyasan in 1 night stay, or is it a 2 night stay better? Well, the problem is that from Tokyo to Koyasan is going to be quite a trip because you need to get to Osaka area first, and that's going to be, a 3 hour Shinkansen more or less. And then you need to get from Osaka to Koyasan, which is going to maybe take another 2 hours or maybe a little bit longer. So you're talking about potentially a 5 or 6 hour trip, I think, off the top of my head, just to get to Koyasan. So um, it's complicated from Tokyo, is what I would say. I guess what you could do is you could stay in somewhere like Osaka or Kyoto for 1 night and head off, or I don't know, just like a band-aid, just do it all in one trip. It's difficult to say. I definitely think that Koyasan 1 night is probably enough if you get there early enough, if that makes any sense. 2 nights might be a little bit overkill, but it just depends on how slow you want to take things and what time you arrive, basically. So if you're going to arrive late in the evening, then 2 nights, obviously, because the first night doesn't really count. That's what I would say. But Koyasan is one of my ultimate top favorite places to go in Japan. I went 2015. I went 2015. I haven't been since, and I want to go back so badly. This doesn't have to be filmed, but I'd love you to discuss with some of your Japanese friends about how foreign content creators can avoid being annoying or causing trouble. That is a good topic. I agree with you. I think that ultimately, I'm not very sure if we think. that content creators are more of a nuisance than what they actually are, in the sense that, yeah, I know that we've had the whole Johnny Sumali and the other dude, you know, like with the free rides being on the headlines, but that's come and gone, you know, that's old news. I'm not very sure the impact there was so big that it's actually going to have an impact. Like Logan Paul, when Logan Paul did what he did, I think that um YouTube was in a different place. It was in the infancy of YouTube in Japan. YouTube was not as accepted in Japan, and people were very reluctant anything to do with YouTube back then. And when Logan Paul did what he did, you know, it was the common like, oh my God, it's YouTube, you know, like we can't trust this platform. It was a new, relatively upcoming but new thing in Japan, and therefore everything was scrutinized a lot more. I think that now that YouTube is a lot more accepted and in fact very, very, very you know, mainstream in Japan, I think that these things, thankfully, they blow over a lot quicker. Not to say that there aren't negative effects. Like I mentioned in some other live streams, I have seen some stores now specifically saying no live streaming along with no camera. And I've never seen that before. I've only ever seen no camera, but I've never seen the no live streaming sign. And I've also seen some stores saying it's okay to stream or it's okay to use a camera. So that might be the way forward. I think but ultimately I think that we might be given a little bit too much. We'll see. Anyway, we'll see. But I think that when it comes to content creators, these are two people that have come and gone. Nobody's talking about them anymore. I think the fad has gone. The conversation was had, and there are so many Japanese YouTubers that are a nuisance that are not just Western YouTubers are a nuisance in Japan, basically. We'll see. I'm wondering why. Am I the only one who does a currency calculation reversed? I always look at 100 yen and how much the euro is. I don't do it like that. I usually do like, what is £1 in yen? Actually, it's not warm. It was in the fridge, but with it open, with the gas coming out. Coke Zero with no gas. The Goldfinger quote obviously didn't. I love visiting in Nakaginza during our July visit. I believe they call these older, lesser known areas of Tokyo the East Side, Chitamachi, Lower City, where the common people merchants lived. There's plenty of little areas like that, and you know what? I've discovered a place better than Yanaka Ginza. I swear. Remember me on the 1st of November at Kawaguchiko. Hey! It was you! Awesome! So, wait a minute. I met you in Kawaguchiko and I was with Oriental Pearl, if I remember right. I'm trying to. There was a few people actually in Kawaguchiko that stopped me. And were you the guy that was like, Happy Gaijin? And we took a picture? Because there was some other people that I bumped into, but you were the guy that was like, Happy Gaijin, which was pretty cool. Nathan Bond and Dying Q travel videos and brewery tours. Now that's a video series. Years of content, absolutely. And you know what I would say? I love making content with my subscribers or with people that I know. I think it's always better to have somebody else in the video. It's very difficult, believe it or not, to keep a video going on your own. The lot of energy is needed when you're on your own creating content. When you have somebody else to bounce things with, especially if you get along with them and you vibe with them, then it's a whole different thing. It's so much easier, it's so much relaxed. It's one of the reasons why I love making content with Luke and Nomadic Gaijin, because we just bounce off each other. We have so much fun. Yasukuni is the war shrine. I could also get us into the Ministry of Defense down the street in Ishikawa. Happy to host. It would be spicy. You get up close to Zero fighters, etc. Whoa, that sounds epic. Yes and yes. Still no. We also stayed at a very cool Airbnb in Shitamachi area, just north of Ueno, called Minowa. Minowa has a great history with lots of old shopping areas and an old tram station nearby. Utterly charming. This is the thing that I've sort of discovered in the past, but now I'm becoming a little bit like obsessed with finding these utterly charming or charming old town areas of Tokyo that exist. There are so many, so many. It's definitely worth checking out. I agree with you. There have been some restaurants where I even ask permission to take pictures of the food if they have up signs asking us to take photos of staff or other customers. Usually, if there's a sign that says no cameras, I don't even ask. I just don't take pictures. Basically, not even of the food. Literally, that's me normally. Um, sometimes, sometimes, I will ask if it's a place and there's nobody there and I'm the only person. Sometimes. What's your view of Shuhokaku Kogetsu Hotel in Kawaguchiko? I have no idea because I haven't stayed there. I have no idea because I haven't stayed there. I wish I had stayed there, obviously, but I can't. Anyways, always YouTubers and kick streamers causing trouble. You never hear about those cool Facebook live streamers causing ruckus. You need to go and cause trouble now that you can be monetized. Haha. Paolo, awesome. Yeah, okay, so now I can tell the story. I was walking with Oriental Pearl and there was this dude, Paolo, who's here in the chat now. Across the street, we were walking to the cable car and I hear Happy Gaijin, Happy Gaijin, which is already pretty awesome because obviously, normally people say Ninja Monkey. So for somebody to say Happy Gaijin and to know me via this channel, Happy Gaijin, was pretty sweet. And I don't believe Paolo knew who Oriental Pearl was, which was surprising because she's like a YouTuber with nearly 1 million subscribers. So it was that my moment of, look at me, Oriental Pearl. So thank you, thank you. It was fun. Come to DC this spring for cherry blossoms. We can do the Japanese embassy reception as well. Great history on US Japan friendships, gifted by Emperor Meiji. Yeah, man, that story is so cool. I watched a YouTube video about that. It was really cool. And unfortunately, Dangol, I already have my flights for Japan for spring, from the 28th of March to the 7th of April, something like that. And as you already know, I am so like tied to my job that I can't take time. I have to literally go whenever the term permits it, which sort of sucks, but at the same time, it doesn't suck because I get a lot of time off, and at the same time, it means that I can plan ahead. It's the reason why I can book flights at a certain price point because I know exactly when I can go. So I'm looking for ages in advance. I know the dates that I'm going to go, and I start looking months and months and months and months in advance. And as soon as I see something that I think, ooh, this could be the one, this could be the flight, I book it. Papa Noel coffee shop is in that Minowa. Wait a minute. Are you subscribed to the second channel? Check out the other side of the Gaijin. Yeah, don't forget to check out Ninja Monkey if you haven't checked out Ninja Monkey already. Sure, Tengai, yeah. Nah, it's a packing guy. I know, right? I don't mind being the packing guy. That video has nearly 300,000 views. We'll be in Japan at the same time. Early April. Ooh, awesome. I decided to do spring again instead of summer. Yeah, I'm just at the moment I'm trying to sort out one trip at a time. I when am I when well, let's see. Let's check how long, how many weeks, how many weeks until, all right, 5 weeks and 6 days until I take off to Japan. Actually, not bad. My upcoming trip will be my first so late in December. Will it be too cold for most outdoor activities? When are you going? Only one night. How late in December will you be there? And I would say, from my experience, I was there late December and all. Then I was there in February, and it is cold. But I actually found that it was crispy cold, and it was really really nice. Oh, we'll just miss each other then. Okay, we'll just miss each other. I'm not very sure if it's cold as it is in the end of December, because my understanding is that it doesn't really snow until the end of December. So yeah. Um it will be cold, but it will be nice. I really enjoyed the cold weather in Japan in in December around the Tokyo area. I thought that it was really good weather. And even though it was cold, I did a lot of outdoor activities, walking with my jacket, and it was lovely. Really liked it, especially because I come from a warm country. It's still like 22, 23 degrees here, which is unseasonably warm, I have to say. This is not the norm, but it looks like it's going to be the norm now. 22, 23 degrees at the nearly the end of November. It's a bit crazy. But hey, I mean, it goes down to 15 at night, but still, 300K. Yeah, more or less, nearly. Nearly. Ooh, Alan. I've just seen your message. Very cool with your latest reel. So my um that packing video has how many views does it have? Will it tell me? Nearly 300, 292,000 views and growing. Now, what's really weird, and I don't understand this at all, is that video that I put out, which was basically 14 things I hate or whatever about Japan, is like it was doing really really well, and then one moment it stopped, and it's really weird because when I look at the analytics, like the view, the watch time is really good. The click through rate was okay until now, and it's as if all of a sudden it's just the retention is really good. Everything is in theory really good, but it's just like literally like being shadow banned or something. Really weird. Anyway, doesn't matter. Love the countdowns. We all love countdowns on this channel. Everybody here, tell us when you're coming to Japan next. 3rd to the 17th. I'll just miss you. Ski dude. Not sure, not sure, not sure. The packing guy. November, December is my favorite time to visit. I love the cool weather, Tokyo area. I'm from Texas, so I'm from a hot place as well. Yeah, you see what I mean? I understand. And last December, the end of December, I went into the snow into Nico area, and it was so fabulous, so lovely. Loved it. Stop making me green with MB. Damn it. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, because I can do this. You haven't watched my packing video. I don't think you need my packing advice or the 14 things you'll hate about Japan. Maybe that's what you're talking about. Not sure if you mentioned it, but how about making some videos on unique and fun things to do at the end of December? I've heard a few people say that many places are closed around that time. It's an interesting one, that one, because I've experienced New Year's in Japan twice. This is going to be my third time, and everybody keeps on saying everything is closed, but I don't see it that way. I mean, things do close. There are certain things that close, um, maybe for one day or something. But in a city, if you're in a big city like Tokyo, there's always going to be something open somewhere. It's not like the whole city closes down. You know what I mean? So I would definitely suggest if you're going to be in Japan over the New Year's period to try to avoid being in smaller towns and try to stay in bigger cities, because that way you'll have plenty of things to do and see. I can imagine if you are in a small town, Takayama or whatever, like having a horrible time with everything closing. But when I was here in Japan, when I was in Japan over New Year's period, there were things closed, but so what? The burger place is closed. Well, Google search, find another one that's open. It's that kind of thing. And also when you're planning, the closer you are to the shrines and temples, the more things are open, it seems. If that makes any sense. Okay, okay. Jim Ross. Okay, okay. I'll put it back. Aiming for just after New Year's. When is just after New Year's? I'll be there until I mean, I fly on the 8th. The 8th doesn't count. I'll be there until the 7th. Ooh, Roll the Evil. So just a few days we'll be together. We'll be at the same time. And December 20th, 12th to 27th, Bojo Pigeon, I arrive on the 27th. So, yeah, I changed it. You saw the 14 things, but not the packing one? What? You need to comment on the videos, dude. 5 mile run around Imperial Palace. There's hundreds of people jogging between 6 a.m. and 8 a.m. I better start jogging. Don Quixote will always be open. December trip? Yeah, why not? It is a. I like it. Okay, so we might just catch each other at the very end then. Just about at the very end. So yeah, back to the question. What do you want from me? And also I wanted to ask you, Ninja Monkey channel, if you noticed when I did the last live stream, I unlisted it. It's still available for patrons via the special link that I put on the Patreon. You'll have to look for the post for that. And I moved it onto the Happy Gaijin channel just because I want to try to get the watch hours up, and it seems to be working. Because yeah, it seems to be working. So what I'm doing is I'm basically, whenever I do a Ninja Monkey video, live stream, sorry, I'll keep it up for a day or two, or even less. I'll unlist it and I'll move it over to the Happy Gaijin channel. And then I will unlist it, because obviously one of the perks for Ninja Monkey patrons is the ability to have access to the live streams once they're unlisted. So they'll be up on the Happy Gaijin for a week or two, and then I will unlist them again. But I thought it was just a smart way of trying to get some watch time and potentially some new viewers from Happy Gaijin. What are your thoughts and feelings about that? I saw that some of you who were in the live stream actually commented and rewatched the that replay. So arigatou gozaimasu. And yeah, and as for content, obviously I do really enjoy live streaming when I'm in Japan. So that's something that I will definitely do. I'm just really working. I would love to. I don't think it's going to happen, but I would love to be able to be monetized by the time I get to Japan. I don't think it's going to happen. It's going to be too difficult. I mean, I need 500 subscribers. I'm at 480 something. So the 500 subscribers I don't think will be a problem. It's the watch hours. I still need around 900 watch hours or so to be monetized for super chats, which is going to make a big difference when I'm in Japan. So I'm getting there. I'm going to work hard and try to get those watch hours up. Definitely. You could combine the videos. 14 things I hate about packing for Japan. Talk about a crossover, right? Are there any overnight temple stay experiences in Tokyo? That's a good question. I'm not very sure. I think potentially, probably, if you look. I know that you can go to Nagano. In Nagano, they do it. Nagano is quite easy to get to from Tokyo. I want it all. I want it all. More. Shorts with the music. Have you ever thought of doing a weekly video with all the latest news in Japan? Could vary to different subjects. It's not something that I want to do. Basically, let me explain, Khalid. I know that logically it's probably the best thing that I could do for Ninja Monkey, but I'm trying to move away from news content, which is what my channel was built on. I did a lot of, obviously during COVID period, I did a lot of news when Will Japan Reopen news content, and it's definitely something I do not want to do a weekly news show. In fact, I would say that really this is what the live streams are for, in a way, you know. But that's not to say that I don't do updates, which are different. Like if I feel that there's a something that's important that I need to get out there, then I will do an update potentially every 3 or 4 weeks, maybe once a month, maybe, but definitely not weekly. I do not want the channel to attract an audience that are coming to see me just for the news. It seems like most of the fairy content is made by faceless content creators. Do you feel like there's a reason why many of the Japan YouTubers avoid it? What do you mean by fairy? Ah, the like the ferries, like the boats. Do they avoid it? I don't know if they avoid it. I mean, there could be various reasons. Reason number one could be it's just not popular, and they already know that it's not going to do well, and it's not worth the effort or the money investment unless there's some kind of twist on it. That might be one of the reasons. Reason number two might be because somebody's already done it before and the competition would be too difficult. Reason number three could be because there's issues with filming. I'm not very sure. But usually, I mean, I'm not very sure what you could do about a fairy in terms of a video. Don't know. Only 17 more to go. How can still need 900 watch hours? I've vlogged at least 500 hours by myself. Sorry, dude, but it's so difficult. The watch hours are a pain. Maybe it's a time commitment also. Maybe. It's somehow peacefully enjoyable. I quite like the faceless content from them. Like a lot of people have asked me, why, have you ever done a ferry, like overnight ferry or whatever? And I keep on saying I haven't, and the reason why I haven't isn't because I don't want to. It's just because I'm not gonna go out of my way specifically to do an overnight ferry if I don't need to. So when the need arises and the day comes where I need to take a night ferry and it makes sense for me to do so, then I will probably make a video, or at least, like include it in a 5 ways to travel Japan video or something like that. But I don't think, and probably this is why a lot of content creators haven't made content, because you need to really be committed to go overnight ferry to somewhere just for the sake of it, right? Would you ever do a food eating challenge at a restaurant in Japan? Not sure which places have them. Just an idea. Maybe Tokyo Banana eating competition. Yes, I would do a Tokyo Banana eating competition, although I wouldn't do it today with my stomach. Number one. Number two, I did the Wanko Soba in Morioka, and that is sort of like a competition, eating competition. In fact, I have my Wanko Soba thingy somewhere. Always in my kitchen. Yeah, it gets tons of views. Most Japanese shy or don't want to be doxxed. That could be a fun video. Or don't want to be judged for face, style, etc. I mean, to be honest, it takes guts to get in front of the camera, and like I'm quite comfortable now talking to the camera and making video in public, and I'm holding my camera, and I've got a nice big juicy sexy camera when I'm out there, with my big camera and my little camera for my face, and my microphone and my gimbal and all that crap, and sometimes when I'm live streaming, and it does take a certain type of confidence to do all that, and it didn't come automatically to me. It's something that took a good few weeks or months to sort of like become confident, to the point where you're like, oh well, so I have a zit here, like like I filmed a video over the weekend, the one that I'm gonna put out this weekend. I filmed on Sunday, and I had a spot here or whatever, and I was like, whatever, like it is what it is. Wait, I think I remember the sober video. It was a YouTube short, I think. Yeah, I did a whole video, but I also did a short. I did both. Being a teacher lets you get used to being in the spotlight. Not really. I don't think so. It's a different sort of thing. And I know plenty of teachers who are shy in front of the camera, plenty of teachers who are great in front of kids, but then they're terrible with adults. Um, I think the number one thing that being a teacher does is gives you patience. You are definitely very, the skills of being a teacher are organization, project based, and communication. And I think that that's the number one thing that I've learned from my job, is to be a good communicator, and to try to speak as simply as I can, because obviously when I'm teaching children, I have to convey what I'm trying to say so that they can understand it as simply as they can. And it's a skill. It's something that doesn't come naturally to everyone, um, and I think it's something that does help me specifically with YouTube. Tawada is in the house, but I think if I make videos about terrible things about Japan, it will be easy. Tawada, I need to get you on the live stream one day. You are like the yin to the yang. Was there ever a point where you considered being a teacher in Japan? I don't know how to answer that. I mean, it's crossed my mind in the past. But does that mean that I've considered it? If something crosses your mind, does that mean that you've considered it? I don't think I've considered it, to be honest. Go for it, Tawada. I started as a substitute teacher. And here I was. I thought that it was medical people who had patients. I see what you've done there. I see what you've done there. So yeah, I think it's I think the number one rule of YouTube is not to tell people your plans too much, because then you give people expectations, and if people have expectations, then potentially you can let people down. That's something I don't want to do. However, I mean, I did set out from the very beginning with this Happy Gaijing channel to be more chilled and more experimental, and I really do feel that I haven't done enough with it. Although I am active on it, obviously, but I do feel that I haven't done half as much. And I do have a few videos that I have footage of, but not enough footage to make a full feature video for Ninja Monkey, which will probably feature here very soon. Especially if this setup works. This setup is really easy. Camera can be permanently set up, and I just need to put my microphone and the light, and that's it. Fantastic. Damn autocorrect. My girlfriend's dad was an elementary school principal. He was utterly respectful and kind. I see. Lake Tawada and Oirase. So many places to see. So many things to do. It's crazy. Yeah. I don't know what's gonna happen over the New Year's period. I'm waiting on two friends to tell me if they're gonna come for New Year's. I don't know if they're watching. But I think potentially they might be in Tokyo for New Year's period just for that little slot. And if they are, they're from the UK. And if they are, then it will be amazing because I will definitely do a New Year's with them. If that's the case, I will definitely do New Year's with them, and hang out with them over those 2 or 3 days. The rest of the time, I'd love obviously to meet up with Mariko and her family, which I unfortunately was unable to see because of the circumstances. And usually we go out somewhere, we drive out somewhere into the snow or something like that. So hopefully we can do that again. Basically, yeah. Ninja Monkey Guy let people down, not possible. It's just you always feel you never are as good or productive as you want to be. No, it's easy to let people down, actually, Jim. I think you've got to be very careful with your words and with what you say. And if other content creators have let me down before when they've said that they're going to do this or they're going to go somewhere and then they haven't, then the same thing can happen with me. I could let people down. So I'm very careful with how I mention things or what I say, which is why I try not to commit to any meetups unless I 100% know that I can do it, right? Because that's one way that I can let people down. And also I think that you got to be careful and cautious with how much information you put out there, just in terms of what your plans might be. I'll give you an example. I once mentioned, and I mentioned it in passing, that I might go to Hokkaido in the summer when I went to Tohoku. I was originally planning to go to Hokkaido, and a viewer who who's been watching me for a while, and we communicate quite a lot. He automatically was like, "Hey, I'm in Hokkaido. You come over. I'll show you around, bro. You know," and it didn't happen. And obviously, I think that he was a little bit disappointed that I wasn't able to make it to Hokkaido. But those are the sort of things that I'm trying to avoid. I don't want people to expect anything that I can't deliver on, really. I know there's a difference between plans changing and circumstances changing. That is absolutely fine. It's out of your control. But you got to be careful of what you say. Making a massive list. Japan is a tiny, terrible little place. At least I get to be in Suntory Hall next month for Beethoven's Ninth Symphony. You are really looking forward to that, aren't you? That's epic. Yeah, same one to me too. Yeah, and when it comes to streaming, let me know of places that are interesting. Sometimes I'm like, where should I stream? What should I go? And I can't think. But anyway, I'm gonna start closing the stream. I want to get an early night since I have been a little bit sick, and hopefully that little extra rest will help me for work tomorrow. But yeah. Johnny, I'm just about to end the stream, my friend. Johnny Sakura, don't go. Ohio. Ohio gozaimasu. Ohio gozaimasu. Dude, Aminox, I'm just about to end the stream. Good morning from Hokkaido. I would have done it a little bit longer. I just haven't been feeling very well today, so I'm sure I will. I'm sure. Aminox, how are you doing, my friend? I was talking about Hokkaido earlier on, and we were just discussing also like what sort of things we, people expect from content creators realistically, and I think I'm very lucky in that I have an audience that I can communicate with. Another fan stream, thanks, you're very welcome. There'll be a video over the weekend, potentially even 2 videos if I get my act together, and there will be also a live stream on the Ninja Monkey channel on Sunday. So yeah, thanks Johnny Sakura. Get better, Nathan. Gotta be back to the sort mines. It's all good. Please feel better. I feel better. I was worse last night. I mean, it's fine. It's not I'm not that bad right now. Just feel that I need to be responsible and try to rest up. It seems Hokkaido is land of Meiji era. We have land there, but it was bear infested, so I won't go there. What do you want to accomplish as a content creator in 2024 and beyond? Well, actually, I was working out that this year, I think I've doubled my subscriber count because I hit 10,000 on New Year's Eve, and I think I'll hit 20,000 around the same time. So I've doubled my subscriber count in a year, which is great, obviously. What do I want to accomplish as a content creator in 2024 and beyond? Obviously, when it comes to YouTube success, it would be great to grow in numbers, but ultimately, if I can create a platform or a way to help people connect with one another and therefore be able to have even better trips to Japan, that will make me happy. We have the Discord, but I would love something that's a little bit bigger for specifically for travelers to Japan. to have a network to sort of like lean on each other and get advice from each other and help each other in times of need, etc. And then other than that, obviously it would be nice to reach a point where my creating content on YouTube at least breaks even. At the moment, I think they cover just the flight after saving up for a few months. But when it comes to everything else, like hotels and that kind of thing, it doesn't cover it. So it would be nice to get to a point where I can actually go to Japan, make content that pays for itself, and potentially even make a profit so that I can even make even better content, improve the places that I stay, the locations that I go to, that kind of thing. But I'm quite easy I'm an easy person to please. So what do I want to accomplish? World peace. Too deep, too deep. Japan is so boring. Maybe you were like, Hangzhou, China is the best for tea, silk, and beautiful women. Ooh. A self-sustaining hobby, that would be nice. Exactly, this is what I mean. A hobby that also gets people to do stuff, right? So Nathan, you should join my new Facebook group. Lots of talk there about Japan and what to do, where to go, etc. You'll be more than welcome to join, my buddy. Yeah, obviously I know it will be nice, but I really want to grow the Ninja Monkey thing myself. Like, I want to create a Ninja Monkey community. That's really what I want to do. And it is happening slowly, dynamically. But I'm glad that that's there and that I have access to it because I have a great friend that manages it. So great answer. I don't know. It's a difficult question to answer, I think. Really difficult question to answer. Karate monkey. Karaoke monkey. Better late than never. Hello all. Hey John Mitchell. I'm just about to sign off. But before I do, if you haven't liked the video, please like the video. We have only 14 likes and there's been 55 people in total watching because I have the stats here. But only 16 likes, which means that I need to improve my live streaming game. I need to remind people to like, and I need to be nicer to people, or else they won't like the video. Anyway, it was fun. Back from the meeting and chat and catching up, no problem. Good evening, everyone. Being able to stay in a suite at the Tokyo Hyatt Park Regency Hotel. Yes. Yes. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. Take care and see you all in the next one. Arigatou gozaimasu. Stay positive. Stay adventurous. Be a happy gaijin.